Hi guys, I thought I would just keep you up to date. I am in hospital. I'll spend the night in here tonight. I'm getting my NJ placed, getting a new one because this one's gotten really stiff, which becomes extremely, what would you say? It feels like I've got a pole down my throat. I'm going to be having a surgical tube placement. Yay! No, I'm a bit nervous about that in 4 weeks' time. However, I said to my doctor, there's no way I can last another 4 weeks with this stiff, disgusting tube. I said it's so uncomfortable. So I think hopefully this one that I'm getting in today is going to be my last NJ feeding tube, and I will then be getting a surgical feeding tube, which is a JEJ tube, and yeah, that's apparently supposed to be quite a terrible and painful recovery from that. So hopefully when I do have that surgery, I will actually do some videos or speak about that surgery when that time comes, but for now, today, it's just me waiting to be taken in. So they've taken down a patient just now that will be there for about a half an hour, and then they'll be coming to get me to do the sedation and endoscopy. So I will see you when I get out. Holy heck, guys. I'm still in recovery. I'm just about to be taken up to my ward just for the night. But I have to say, this is the worst nasal tube I've had placed. It is the most painful, and I think it's maybe because there is some damage in the nasal cavity from having an NJ for 9 months sort of thing, or 8 months, 9 months. Plus it was a different doctor that was doing it, but I'll keep you posted. My gosh, guys, like, I don't even know where to begin. This is hopefully the last NJ I have placed, because in 4 weeks I have the surgery booked to have a JEJ placed, a surgical tube, done under, and I was calling it the Rooks and Y, but the Rowan Y or Ruin Y, something like that, done by that method, because it's just a little bit more permanent than a straight J. Sorry about the noise. But this, like, I know I'm on a support group with people that have that have gastroparesis and other motility dysfunctions, but a lot of them had kept on saying how much they get nasal pain, like nasal cavity pain or a sore nose or whatever. But I had never had that. I would get throat pain, but not on the inside, like this cartilage part here of the trachea, I think it is, like that would be agony sometimes. And but I just saw the doctor. It's not my doctor, it's his colleague that placed it, but he walked in and I'm like, Jesus mate, like, did you friggin', were you gentle? And he goes, why? And I said, or did you punch me in the freaking nose? Like, I'm in that much pain with my nose, and I'm assuming it's because I've had it for 8-9 months now, that it's caused some sort of damage in my nasal cavity. But he said when he pulled it out there was a lot of stuff like on the end, plus it was stiff, so that would have caused some trauma pulling it out in itself. But I'm hoping this pain, like it hurts when I talk or I don't know, like move, and it's causing pain like out here, like all where the sinus is, like even on this side. This side's probably worse because that's why I've never had the tube put in this side, because when I've done my own swabs, it's felt like that side is more like it's smaller, it feels more squished when I put the rat test in there, and it does burn when I put it in that side. When I put it in this side, I just follow the tube and it doesn't hurt. But holy shit, nasal tubes wise, like I feel like I've been in a fight with Mike Tyson. I just don't have any bruises, but hopefully it settles down, and if it doesn't, then I've got to put up with it for a month. But then I know the surgical placement is going to be difficult for me, not just because it's difficult for most people to recover from, because you've got something foreign in there and you've had quite a large surgery, even though it's done laparoscopically. But I know that pain, I've been told that pain can be quite horrendous. So after my laparoscopy with the SMA syndrome surgery like 4 weeks ago, that pain was bad enough, and I've had plenty of laparoscopies. I've had an open hysterectomy, I've had my gallbladder out, my tonsils out, my appendix out, my wisdom teeth out. I've had a crap ton of operations, and I can generally get through quite a bit of pain by myself. Like I would say I've got a high pain tolerance, but this is not feeling good. And usually when I wake up, this looks ridiculous because usually it comes down to mid-thigh length, and I just cut it to the length I like, which is usually around here. But they've cut it, so it might be a good thing that it's a little bit shorter, because then it's not as long a tube and less pressure once I attach my adapter here with the feed. But yeah, this is my little, what would you call it, shenanigans in having this changed. But I'm glad I did, because he did say it was pretty gross and gunky on the end, and the only reason that my surgeon didn't place it in 4 weeks ago when I had my surgery was because in the operating theatre they didn't have any nasal tubes. They keep those in the endoscopy rooms, and no one had brought one up to the OR. So he left that other one in, and he already knew that I'm pretty sensitive to tubes in my nose. Like once they get stiff, which is around 4 or 5 weeks, they start getting stiffer. So to the point where yesterday, prior to having it out, the part that goes around here, that had formed a distinct, like see that, you can straighten it, but it had formed a distinct like that, like a right angle, and if I bent it down lower, that would stay in a right angle as well. But this is nice and flexible at the moment. But yeah, not liking the feeling in my nose. And I did wake up, I know, out of the sedation in recovery, just crying, and they were like, why are you crying? Which I sometimes do anyway. Like sometimes anaesthetics do that to me, where I'll wake up crying for no reason. But I was crying, and they were saying, what's wrong? And I went, my nose is on fire. I'm in so much pain. It's actually making my teeth up the back ache. And you know, if you've got a toothache and then you get referred pain, say it's one specific tooth, and then you get referred pain to the bottom teeth, and you're like, oh, holy crap, is there more teeth involved here? It's kind of that sort of thing. So I don't really suffer a lot with sinus things or hay fever. I have had it, but I don't suffer with it frequently or anything. So I'm just assuming like all your sinuses are connected. And I knew like these tubes can sometimes cause, so because they've always been in this nostril, because now it's September and I've had it since January. I've always gone this side, but then after a while, especially when I had last year's NG in and it was a 12 French, I would get a chronic left earache that you would swear you had a really serious ear infection, but it was just from the tube because all the sinuses are connected. Yeah, but I'm gonna probably have to stabilize that a little bit better, or position it when I get home today a little bit better so that it doesn't feel like it's, oh God, even when I swallow it hurts. It just causes burning, kind of like, you know, when you're a kid or whatever and you dive into a pool or you accidentally sniff up some water up your nose or something, and it makes your head buzz and sting and burn. It's like that. I don't want to sound like I'm a complainer, but I haven't had any issues with my other tube placements, and this is the 6th one I've had placed since January. Oh crap, it don't feel good. Anyway, that's it for this little video. Just showing you guys how it is, but yeah, at least I get to get it put in while sedated, because I can only do an NG like at the bedside, fully awake. I can swallow that down because it's not that much to swallow down. But when I didn't want to have to swallow down 1.10 meters. So yeah, that's it for Blossom's life, or chronically blossoming from Instagram, depending on where I put this video. But anyway, okie doke, I'm going to go, and I'll see you in my next video, whatever that shall be. Bye guys.